No. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna say you lost your flying thing. What? No. No.
Is it hot?
Someone's gonna burn. Wait, let me just say fall. Yeah.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on 10 between the Minnesota Vikings and the Denver Broncos. And off we go from Denver. A fairly short kick from the 14. And it's a pretty good return here, so he'll get this up to the 29. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's got some space here. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A huge play there right off the bat. 47 yards. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
A first carry now. This is Williams. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the...
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great effort there. His 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Broncos march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. This is a crew that come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you've gone somewhere, but you're really out here in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. Get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Cook. And this Bronco defense really selling out to stop the run, and it pays off. They get him behind the line twice in a row. So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Cook. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Mayfield's throw taken in by Hockenson here. Finding room at midfield. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 42-yard line. They'll try the middle with Cook. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. If they want it first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 22-yard line. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Vikings are back within a couple of the lead. Well, we've said it many times. He is always a threat to go the distance anytime he's got the ball in his hands. And on this occasion, he did just that.
Well, he's definitely the guy that makes this offense go. And when you're an RB1, running back one, you've got to be willing to be patient at times as well. Not every run's going to be the home run we saw there. But once you get that opportunity and that opening, you take full advantage.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And able to get this out to the 25.
Yes!
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they are a game under 500 now following the loss a week ago. And this is a team, Charles, that just has not been able to string victories together.
Yeah, they're certainly going the wrong way.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they work this down inside the 30. Well, you normally talk about the mobility and the accuracy first, but the arm strength, that's what can turn Russ into Danger Russ. They're going right back to Hamler. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
The Broncos at 4-5, a game under 500. They come in losers of 2 straight, so try to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here. As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Wilson will throw again.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up.
Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive, stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the fourth down.
Fourth down. Here's Wilson. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A tight one. 8-7 our score after 1 on EA Sports. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal. Now Wilson.
And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy.
4 yards on the touchdown grab. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
That was quite the call down around the goal line on fourth and goal.
Yeah, they fake the run, pull it out, throw it. And as a defense, I've been in that spot before, and we see it all the time. You almost have to overcommit against the run. You have to almost sell out and say, they're going to run it, go make a play. They got fooled on that one.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Now, this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They'll run it. Here's Cook.
And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Here's Cook again. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So erase the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Boy, Dalvin Cook just so explosive in the open field. He's not a small guy either, but once he gets those legs churning, look out.
And we talk so much from a defensive perspective about scheming and finding ways to take away the run. That means the offense has to devise different ways to get the ball in the hands of their guy out of the backfield. Find open space, let him run, and big things can happen, and they did right there.
And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
On 2nd down, it's Cook again. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings are an extra point away from evening this one up. The extra point, not exactly a thing of beauty, but it does ricochet home. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
Up the Williams. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The defenders certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. It got his man complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. The tackle goes to Harrison Smith.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great play there. His second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Broncos will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And he will get into the end zone again. And he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. With his slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And some space. Now Cook hit and he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They run it again with Cook. And he's got room. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play. Mayfield on first down. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. That'll be caught. It's Rager. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Now the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And the mile-high air and full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
And nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Now we've got movement up front. And I think this is going to be on Minnesota. Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Fourth down, Mayfield. Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. And he is going to pick up the Vikings' first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook.
They'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Cook up the gut. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
That's a nice run to get himself back on the horse after his fumble. Nothing spectacular, but a good confidence-building run.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. And now here's a carry heading left. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Right back to him on first down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Mayfield looks to throw. And this one is incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And they'll send the slot in motion left.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he is going to pick up the Vikings' first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Second down, they go right back to Cook. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. 139 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, Mayfield. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Jalen Reagor, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So now here are the Vikings faced with a big 2-point conversion attempt. Mayfield going to try to throw for the 2. And he's going to be sacked. They came after him. He couldn't get away. And this remains a 2-point game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48 there.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Wilson. That is caught. It's Williams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That first down there on a pickup of 25. What a difference a week makes. 5 interceptions in their last game. Here we are, 4th quarter. He's played mistake-free football.
And I'm sure that we can look back on the past week and say, okay, he spent time in the film room and they worked on his mechanics. Sometimes it's just your team believing in you, your coaching staff believing in you, and you relax and play to your potential. And he's doing that in this game.
On first down, Wilson. It's caught on the right side. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. There he goes left side. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On second down, it's Cook again. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on third down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Mayfield now. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And the slot man goes in motion left. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And some room to roam now. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards. That's the run he's been waiting for, Charles. He's been bottled up all game. That run alone got him more yards than he had in all his previous carries combined.
And don't think for a second he doesn't know that, because every back that I know can almost calculate every yard with every step that they take. Had to be frustrated because of what's happened during the game. Has to feel a lot better after that run.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. They'll run with Cook. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. They try again with Cook. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left. And then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. And it's caught. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So on now comes the kicker. It's Jason Myers. This for the lead in the final stages. Myers' kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
From the 10. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time they coughed it up. led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings have just about sewn up this football game. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did. So when your team leading in the fourth quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. Now, before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there. So from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and we have done in the NFL. The miracle at the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Down to one knee goes Mayfield, and that's all she wrote.
Partner, they took a knee to finish this one off. To me, that's the only thing they lost in the fourth quarter. How about that comeback?
Yeah, trailed coming into the last frame. Got it done, taking the knee. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for the Vikings, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs.